welcome to our another unique webinar, subject webinar on studying physics in Germany. My name is Georgi, and I will be today the moderator of the webinar. So, and you can see that I'm not alone, and we have a guest from Freie Universität of Berlin, Miss Olga Jarugski, and she will present their program in physics. But before we hand it over to Freie Universität Berlin, let me first tell you some details, technical details of our today's webinar. So those our attendees, so you can always put your questions in the chat, in the Q&A section, which you can see in the bottom part of our Zoom interface. And also, you can see the chat as well, but unfortunately, you are not able to use the chat. However, I would strongly advise to follow the chat, because I will be sharing some interesting information for you guys. For example, links to the page of the program that will be presented today, and to their homepage and to their page on MyGermanUniversity. So keep an eye on the chat as well. And as I said, the Q&A session is always open. So you can always send your questions there. I will monitor them, and I will collect these questions. And towards the end, we will have from 5 to 10 minutes live session with our guests. So we will address your questions live shortly. For those who are joining us on Zoom, unfortunately, you cannot follow what's going on in the Q&A section and in the chat. However, I already put our Zoom ID in the chat on Facebook. On Facebook Live, you can see, and you can join us on Zoom. And I will suggest you to join us on Zoom, because you will unlock more options in terms of participating in our today's webinar. But if you cannot, of course, Facebook is also totally fine. Okay, yes, as I said, you can already start sending your questions in the Q&A. But for now, let me share with you my screen and tell you some things about, share some information about studying in Germany. But first of all, about MyGermanUniversity, and then about studying in Germany, and then I will introduce to you our guests for today. Okay, let me quickly share with you my screen. All right. So, yeah, as you know, we are talking today about studying mathematics and physics in Germany. And let me now tell you a little bit more about MyGermanUniversity. So who is hosting today's webinar? So maybe many of you already know it, but still. So we are Germany's largest database of English taught study programs. So if you go to our webpage, and I will shortly share with you in the chat the link to our webpage, you will be able to find over 2,300 programs, study programs, English taught study programs, not only bachelor ones, but also on the master level. And also we have recently started adding short courses and language courses as well, as you can see on our screenshot. By the way, you can see the QR code, and you can scan it, and you will be redirected to our study finder. We are Germany's largest database, as I said, and there are several ways. Our mission, to put it shortly and simply, is to help international students like you on their way to studying in Germany. And how we do that? There are 3 ways of doing that. So the first way is our study finder, actually. So you can go there, use its filters, numerous filters, and find the best fitting program for you. The second one is through writing articles. So we have over 70 comprehensive articles, and you can see that they are on various topics, ranging from living in Germany to Uni Assist, and you can find all the very detailed, quite detailed articles on that, which is really cool. And again, with the QR code, you can be redirected to our articles page immediately. And the third way of helping you is through webinars like today's ones. We approximately have 150 webinars per year, and topics vary. We can have some general webinars on studying in Germany, or specifically scholarships on webinars on scholarships or visa or UniAssist, or subject webinars like today's. We are talking about mathematics and physics, mostly about physics today. So yeah, these are the various topics, and you can sign up for all the webinars. Or we also have some new formats like live Q&A meeting for those who would like to do masters in Germany. So all this information you can find on our webinars page, and again, by scanning QR code, you will be redirected there, and you can sign up for our upcoming webinars or meetings, and I strongly suggest you to do so. And about our team, so we are based in Hamburg in Germany, in the quite north of Germany, but our team is quite international. So we are not only in Hamburg, but we are in different parts of Germany, but at the same time in different parts of the world. We have people who are based in Brazil, who are based in Spain, in China, so etc., etc. And we are counseling in different languages, ranging from English even to Georgian. And you can see several languages on the map that we are counseling in. So that was all about MyGermanUniversity, and let me now tell you some things about interesting things about studying in Germany, and at the same time introduce to you agenda, and then I will hand it over to our guest. So first of all, yeah, about our webinar agenda, we have exclusive webinar today. So we have a guest from Freie Universität of Berlin, quite a well-known university, Ms. Olga Jarugski, and she will be presenting about the program, master programs in physics. She will do it really quickly, but before I hand it over to Ms. Jarugski, let me tell you some things about something that I would like you to know about Germany. So first of all, if you are more interested in German taught study programs, then I would suggest you to also take a look at Hochschulkompass. This is database that has quite a lot of programs, but mostly German taught programs. And if you go there and try to find the programs for mathematics and physics, you'll be able to find 672 programs, but only 113 of them would be in English. But if you're more into English taught study programs, and I suppose that our guests are mostly into that, so then MyGermanUniversity and our study finder would be your stop. So we have here 165-degree programs in English for mathematics and physics. 12 of them are bachelor, 153 of them are master level, and out of 12 bachelor, 10 are purely English, so not mostly English, but purely English, so you don't need any knowledge of German. And out of 153 of masters, there are 125 purely in English, so which is really quite a good choice, if you ask me. What I also want you to know is that we have a specific special subject pages on our website. So what do we mean by subject pages? So when you go to there, you will see some general information about, for example, physics. So what you would expect in terms of studying physics in Germany. What are the rankings of universities that are offering these kind of programs? What are the tuition fees range that you would expect? Or what are the application, admission, and language requirements that are generally there? Not really specific ones, but the general ones that you would expect if you want to come and to do your master's or bachelor's in physics in Germany. So it's quite good, I think, for those who are not very familiar with the system, with studying with particular subjects studying in Germany. So I would strongly suggest you to visit this page as well. Regarding our team, of course, we know, and you know better than us, that it's always important to find the best and best fitting and the right university profile and study program for you. But our suggestion would be that don't just be guided by rankings or fees or names of cities. Of course, these are always important. Rankings are also really nice. Of course, those universities who are top in rankings are really nice universities. But I would suggest you also to take a look at some qualitative things as well, because sometimes rankings do not capture, for example, all the details that are important for you. Okay, moving towards the end on my part, there are two types of universities that I want you to know about. The first type in German is called Universität, or in English it would be again university. So if you go to our study finder, you will be able to control for that, actually, to control for the programs in physics which are offered by exactly this type of university. And if you go there, you will see that there are 113 programs in this subject offered by this type of university. And the second type of university is University of Applied Sciences, and it has several names in German, and I'm not going to read that out because it doesn't make sense. It's quite difficult and you'll be afraid, so I don't want to make you afraid. So, but yeah, again, on level-wise, it's the same. Everything is the same, really good also types of universities. And if you go to this, our study finder, you will be able to find only 16 programs that are offered in physics or mathematics or related subject offered by these types of universities. And of course, you would then ask, okay, Georgi, I understood that there are two types of universities that I need to know about, but what is really the difference between them? This is a really fair question because I had also this question when I was reading about Germany several years ago for the first time. Okay, so, but in fact, what you should know about, the main takeaway from today, not to really dig deeper, is that the difference in focus. So when it comes to university, it's more focused on research and theory. And when it comes to University of Applied Sciences, the focus goes more into the application and practice. So I think this is the most important thing that you should know right now. And yeah, now we are moving to the most important and interesting part, to our special guest. I already mentioned her several times, Ms. Olga Jarugski. Our program presented is Master of Science in Physics from Freie Universität of Berlin, quite well-known university. I'm sure many of you have heard about it. And of course, I'm not going to explain where Berlin is located because if you are interested in Germany, I know you know where Berlin is. Okay, so I will stop sharing my screen right now and hand it over to Ms. Jarugski.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Olga Jarugski. I work at the Department of Physics at the Freie Universität, and I'm in charge of different communication issues, of public relations, as well as of organization of different events like this. And I will be sharing my slides with you today. I'm very happy to be here today and to present our master's program in physics. As Giorgio already said, normally university prepare people for research, so our master's program is also research oriented. So we look for talents who want to become the next generation of physics researchers. Let me tell some words about Freie Universität. Freie is translated to English as Free University. Freie Universität was organized 73 years ago as a counterpart to Humboldt University, which was in the eastern part of Berlin. And Freie University was supported by Americans. Today it is a public university. That means that you pay no tuition fees when you study at our public university, whereas you have small administration fee, which includes the public transport for 6 months. So you still, each semester you still pay something, but it's almost only for public transport. And what we have at our university, we have excellent research. We get additional money from the government to pursue fundamental research in our laboratories. Some words about Department of Physics. So as I already said, about 75 years of expertise, specifically in physics. We have about 30 research groups where you can write your master thesis and do your master projects in the labs. In general, we have about 200 master students, and many of them are international students. So if you join us, you will not feel like a foreign student, but you will feel like at home. And the community is also very important for us. Now, master's program at the Freie Universität is English only. Everybody speaks in English. And all the courses and modules and labs are running in English. as defined by documents, study regulations. Master program takes you 4 semesters, but some students need some more time to complete the master's program. And as I already said, it is research oriented. So starting from the 3rd semester, we integrate you into our research, so you get a kind of working place. You can work close side by side with the researchers and pursue your master project. What are the requirements to join our program? Naturally speaking, you need a degree as Bachelor of Science in Physics, and you need a pretty good command of English, at least B2 English language proficiency, which means that you have had English in your school for 6 years, and or you need some kinds of certificates. All the information on the language requirements is on our website, and I can give later on you the links to the website. Now, to the program structure. The program consists of 2 parts. In the first part, in the coursework phase, you visit different seminars, you do lab courses, and you get overview about different research topics, not only at our department, but in general in the global science and physics. And then this is a kind of this is a phase where you look for your field of specialization, and then you decide, okay, I'm interested in experimental physics, I'm specifically interested in biophysics, and then you contact different groups, research groups at our department, and ask them if they can provide you some idea for a master thesis. Then you join this research group for the research phase. So you join this research group and work together with the PhD students and with the professor on this specific topic. So you have first the coursework phase, and then you have a research phase. And normally in this first you will also experience classic lectures. You will also have seminars where you discuss different topics in depth. And you will have lab courses. Normally in lab courses, you are only few students, like 4 or 6 students, and the tasks are normally completed in groups. For us, it is very important that all students work in small groups together, because this is how science works. So you have projects, and you have to communicate, you have to speak, you have to discuss about problems, and you have to do troubleshooting. And that's why this group work is very, very important for us. Now, this is only a recommended schedule for the master's program. The big difference between studying in Germany and in many other countries is that here you have a freedom to design your study plan on yourself. It depends how you design your plan, depends on your interests and on your background. If you have, for instance, had enough lab courses, you can do advanced laboratory course in the first semester. But if you have very few experience in working in laboratory, another course might be interesting for you, a preparatory course. So you will repeat everything or many things that our bachelor students do in lab courses. And that's why we say, so everything is like recommended, and you mix it. But the question is how to mix. So some people who come from abroad feel sometimes lost. They don't know how to mix these modules. but there is an important document which is called study regulations, and our master website there is a link list, and study regulations are also in this link list. And I recommend of the candidates to read the study regulations, because there you will find the descriptions on different modules. This is this is only an example. If you do an advanced laboratory course for master students, you see that you will have 6 hours of practical work, and you will also have a seminar, 2 hours of seminar. And the topic fields which you will deal with in this course are solid state physics, atomic and molecular physics, nuclear physics. So when you design your study plan, you can consult these study regulations and read about different modules to understand what the content is, how much effort you should put into this module, and how many credit points you will earn for doing this for this module. Because as a starting target, in the end of your master's program, you must have gathered 120 credit points. And in this first phase, in the coursework phase, you can gather 60 points. And the research phase is worth 60 credit points. And in this first 2 semesters, you have much freedom to choose your modules you are interested in. There are some compulsory, like advanced laboratory, and the some selected topics are compulsory modules, but you have a lot of different modules that you can choose. And you even can choose modules which are not connected to physics, like something in economics, because you dream, for instance, to be a founder and to start up your own company. So it might be interesting to have some fundamentals in economics. And if it is your dream, you can choose non-physical modules also, because you need it for your individual profile. Now, what are the research focus at our department? There are mainly 4. This is biophysics, quantum physics, nanophysics and surface science, and ultrafast physics. So we have different research groups which investigate these scientific fields in theoretical way or in experimental way. And we do not have, for instance, astrophysics. This would be at the Technical University of Berlin. We just have one research group in biophysics, which also deals with astrophysics, but it's only a single one. But in these 4 core fields, we are very strong, especially in quantum physics. We are involved in at least 6 or 7 large projects, which are funded by the Federal Ministry, German Ministry. And one professor, Professor Eisert, also advises the German, how do you say, Regierung, German politicians on the questions of quantum technologies. So all the research groups are on our website, and to understand on which topics they are working, you can consult our website. You can click on it, and even if I'm not sure if only people now listening to us who want to join us for our master's program. Probably there are some people who want to join us for research or are looking for a PhD position. So the way to find a PhD position is normally this one, you have to contact the research group directly. For instance, you would contact Professor Bolotin or Professor Kuch directly because you are interested, for instance, in the topic of grapheme or 2D materials, and you would ask Bolotin, do you have a position for me? Because I have written, for instance, already my master paper on 2D materials. Yes. Besides, we have collaborative research centers which are located at our department, and all professors are the speakers of these large projects. This means that also researchers from other universities are involved but we are mainly responsible for these research projects, and they are going for 6 or sometimes 12 years and pursuing fundamental research. Yes, another possibility to get acquainted with our research group is to join us for pitches. So we are now planning a pitch event in July. It is not fixed yet now, but you can consult our website events, and as far as it is fixed, we will publish this event. So it is a good opportunity. All the research groups give short talks, 3-minute talks on the research in their groups, and then you get a perfect overview of what our department is doing. We have a very great scientific network. So some people who are adjunct professors at our department are working in different research institutions, which are very big names, like Fraunhofer, Fritz Haber Institute, Max Planck Institute. So if you study at our department and connect to all these people, then the doors of these research institutions might be also opened for you. And it is also interesting that some research groups, especially in these great basic research areas, have times blocked at the BESI. BESI is a large research institution. It's an electron storage ring, and our people go there and have the probes there, and they are regularly working in the BESI. So if you join a research group which has this measuring times and this research facility, you have also entrance to that and have a good opportunity to pursue your topic. Yeah, we would be very happy if you would become a part of our physics crew. But I saw some slides were switched. Just I have to go back. Just a second. Yeah. Another plus you might have if you join our master's program, that we offer a double degree. If you are already enrolled as a student at the Freie University, you may apply for this French-German program. And then you get a degree at the Freie Universität and at the French university, which is called Institut Polytechnique de Paris. This is also a very strong research-oriented university. And then you have practically 2 diploma in your pocket. Professor Kuch is a coordinator of the master's program. So if you have any questions, especially as to admission to the program, Wolfgang Kuch can answer this question, because he is a person who gets all the applications, and he sorts the people, so to say, because he knows all the modules and all the details of the program, and he's able to say if somebody fits and if somebody has enough knowledge and know-how to join our master's program. All the details published on our website, and here you have also a link to apply to our master's program. The application will start in several days on April 15th. So in some days, the application period will start and will last for until the August. But you always apply using the Uni Assist system, and you must apply always at least 6 weeks in advance before the deadline is over, because this Uni Assist service needs at least 6 weeks to process all the documents. And often you will not have your bachelor diploma. For instance, many of you will not have your bachelor diploma because we are in study year now. It is enough to submit 2/3 of your records of your program. And when you are ready, then you will submit your diploma afterwards. But for the application, the transcript of 2/3 of the records is enough. Yeah, to know more details on the application process, because I'm not as detailed informed about this process. There are colleagues in the Central Advisory Service, and they prepare master sessions on April 25th at 5 p.m. They will give an overview about different master's programs at our university if you are not only interested in physics, but at 6 p.m. it's an interesting point for you. They will give a talk about application for the master's program. So the colleagues will be the perfect people to ask about all the application details. And on May 25th, we will have another webinar, not with me, but with Professor Koch, and he will tell more about the research at the department, and he will tell also more details about French-German double degree program. And then you have also an opportunity to get acquainted directly with the professor and see what people teach at our university and research at our university. This event is already on our website. So if you are interested, you just go to our calendar and and register for the webinar. Yeah, as I already said, when you join our master's program, you will be working side by side with scientists. We qualify you for international and scientific career. Some of students already publish their scientific papers in big publications like Nature. We are very encouraging and supportive. For us, it is important that we create a family-like atmosphere. In our department, the labs are located between the lecture halls and between the offices. So we encourage students just to knock on the lab doors and to talk directly about the research which is conducted in our department. Yeah, and another benefit, you can learn German for free. There are some courses in the language center at our university, and we a mixed community of different nationals, and there are normally a lot of German people here, and you can learn German from German native speakers. And when you completed the master's program, you can look for a PhD position in different research groups at our department. If you need any advice on any point of master's program, you can consult 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘵𝘯𝘪. He is a master student himself, and he is a student advisor at our department. There is a direct link to his online consultation on our website, and I will put later on this link in the chat. Yeah, and Berlin is science, culture, and fun. So you see the picture here from our summer party in the garden, in a garden of our faculty of our department. And here in the background, you see Professor Netz, who was the dean at that time. And yeah, so we are a kind of a big physics crew, big family. And it would be great if you would join us. Now I stop sharing. I'm open for questions. And
yes. So,
and if I have forgotten something, just ask questions, and I will reply to you.
So yeah, guys, you can still ask the questions because we are in the process. First of all, thank you very much, Ms. Jarugski, for all these different informations and important ones, of course. And let me start with the questions because I already collected some. So you mentioned actually a PhD, and actually there were some questions about PhD. So first of all, is there a possibility, the question the person asked, to do after the MSc in physics to continue with a PhD?
Yes, we encourage our master people to ask professors for PhD position, and it is all about talent. You see, professors are interested to get most talented people, and that they are because these are the teams of these professors. So if you are, but the topic match is important. For instance, if I was involved in quantum physics or something, probably I studied chemistry. Let me say it, put it this way, and then I just see a position in quantum physics. So probably the match is not as direct. So professors always look for a topic match, and then they talk directly to people and see if people just look for a kind of job, or if they are truly interested in pursuing fundamental research. And then they choose best people for the research. So everybody who completes a master program at our department can ask a professor of his or her interest for a PhD position. And even if there are people now from abroad who are just looking for PhD positions, they can search on our website. And if they see, okay, this is exactly my topic I'm interested in. This is exactly the topic I was working in my master paper. And so please feel free to write to the professor directly. And it can be that they have a position open. Our researchers are very busy, so they don't manage to put everything online. Sometimes they have positions, but they have a lot of work to do in research because they have great publications, and for them it is more important to publish great papers than to put some open positions online. So it can be that professors have open positions, but they have not time to put it online. Just contact, write to them, and if there is a match, if the professor sees the talent and potential, this could be a great possibility.
Actually, this is a really, really important information because no one would have a guess that if there are no position, it means that nothing is there. But it's really important. So guys, take a note, because yeah, it's really cool to know that. Thank you very much, Ms. Olga. And regarding the PhD, so it's a really specific question. So if there is no information on that, I think there's no problem. But still, do we have any statistical information in terms of how many students actually go on from doing your master's to do and complete a PhD, if you approximately know about it?
So let me put it this way: probably 10, probably 20%.
Okay.
But it's not a fixed statistic, a valid statistic, but rather my observation.
Yeah. Still valuable.
Not every second, but some, and it becomes more and more. So more and more people with master degree go into PhD programs.
Okay. Yeah, good to know. Thank you very much. There's another question about the background. So you mentioned during your presentation that you have to need a background in physics. So is it really strictly physics, or, for example, can a person with chemistry background also come?
Chemistry is possible, because I even know somebody who first studied chemistry at our university, and then switched to master's program in physics, and then she even did a PhD in physics. So it is possible.
Okay.
But Professor Koch, who is the coordinator, will have a look on the records of modules that the person did in this chemistry. Because if somebody studied chemistry but was always interested in physics and already did a lot of physics modules as electives, we'll see, oh, okay, this person almost did normal physics studies. As I already told, there are some compulsive modules, but there are also elective modules. And there are people, for instance, people who are interested in quantum information. Some of them study informatics, right? But it can be that they choose a lot of physics modules in their bachelor studies, and that can be acknowledged as almost finished kind of physics. Probably they will need some 2 or 3 additional modules in physics. But it's not me who decides. It will be Professor Koch who decides in a moment. Okay.
Yeah, good to know. Thank you very much. Another question that we have from the chat. You mentioned the double degree. So does a double degree program mean we have to go and study in France, and will it also be in English?
So the program will run in English. The people first start to study in Berlin, and for the 3rd and 4th semester, they will go to France.
Oh, nice.
But to apply or to get the position in this program, people need to have a basic knowledge of German and French as well. So because it is funded by a special German-French institute. And the idea of this institute to intensify collaboration between Germany and France, and that's why they want to have this basic knowledge of German and French. All the details are also on the website. I don't really know how good this German or English or French command should be.
Okay.
They still study in English. So you need some German and you need some French for application, because otherwise you would not be accepted.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, good to know. Thank you very much. And I think this information can be found also on the website. It will be clearly stated what are the exact requirements.
I just put the link to the double degree program.
Oh, thank you.
And I will now also put the link to the normal master's program. And I also, I promised to put the link to the students advisor. Just a second. So he offers, 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘱 offers almost every week and online consultations. And he is a master student. He knows the program. So which links I promised you, Alex? And probably the link to the webinar with Professor Koch. And the master sessions. Right, and this is the last link will be to the Central Advisory Service, the master sessions, where I told you that the colleagues would give more details, not application, on the application process, what should be translated, what should not be. I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair enough. So maybe we got several times already the question about GPA and language requirements. So maybe again it should be redirected to someone else. But still, I remember from your presentation you said language requirement English should be B2 level. I remember it for sure. But regarding the GPA, is there any specific GPA that you require, or it's more flexible?
What is GPA?
The gross point average, the point ever that.
I think as far as I know, there is none.
None. Okay.
There is none. We take people who completed specific modules in the program, and who know English on the level of B2.
Okay.
I also promised the link to language requirements.
Thank you very much.
So in this table, you will see B2 certificate, so 6 years of English lessons at school, or you have to have a Cambridge certificate, or a TOEFL paper 500. So everything is in this table.
Okay, great.
And concerning GPA, what you mean equivalent? So I will put people who want to apply for our program need to have a bachelor degree, which is equivalent to our.
Yeah.
But who knows that? Professor Koch knows what equivalent is. Yeah. And we formulated a FAQ question, and I also already put it also into the chat. What does it mean that I need an equivalent? That means you must include the basic knowledge in electrodynamics and optics, fundamentals of measurement and laboratory techniques, structure of matter, analytical mechanics, quantum mechanics, theoretical, etc. So all what we mentioned here. And it is also about important to have lab experience, because sometimes we have applicants who never worked in a lab, and it will be very difficult for them to study.
Yeah. Okay. There is actually, let me also address this question. We have two questions from Quincy, who is saying that I have my bachelor's degree over 4 years, 3 years from higher teachers training college, Freie University, and then 1 year physics, an additional 1 year at the Faculty of Science, University of 𝘱𝘱. Some people just undergo a direct 3-year study and they're awarded the bachelor degree. So am I eligible? So generally, so just a formula that you should use if you have at least 3-year bachelor. You did 3-year bachelor at your country, and it was in a university that is recognized and accredited, including your program in your country. You should not have a problem with recognition of your bachelor degree in Germany. And to make sure that your bachelor degree is recognized and university is recognized, please use the ANABIN database. It's anabin.de, and there you can find whether your degree is eligible. Whether your university degree is eligible or not. This is easy as that. I don't think you will have a problem, Quincy. So yeah, this was more of a general question. That's why I took it over. And now a more specific question to you, Ms. Jarugski. Are there any astrophysics subjects to do as a compulsory part of the first year?
No,
No.
no. There are none, as far as I know. Everything is in the study regulations. Just a second. Research coursework, please. Compulsory are advanced laboratory course for master students and seminar selected topics in physics. And what is selected? People choose on themselves.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good to know. All right. So then we have two more questions, and I think we are good. And so question from Bayazid. I cannot get my provisional certificate or main certificate yet, but can get a transcript and clearance from my university. And I am from mechanical engineering department. My question is, can I apply for this master's program with these documents? And I can provide all documents then when I reach the embassy. Yeah. So I think Ms. Jarugski also mentioned that, okay, if you do not have your degree yet, it's still possible if you have already 2/3 of your transcript. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
This was perfect.
Okay.
Two-thirds of modules are needed to apply. And when you are ready with when you have completed all the studies, then you submit your diploma. The question is if it would be enough for physics, because the mechanical engineering, they also have a lot of physics, but the question is if there were enough physics modules in this course of studies. And this is the question that Professor Koch can reply to.
Yeah. Let's be quick.
I don't see, he knows what is equivalent, what is not equivalent.
Yeah, of course, fair enough. Let me quickly also address to Quincy's question. Yeah, Quincy, generally you can, it's up to you. You can either choose the second master or PhD. It's up to you. You can decide it if you have already the first one. And last but not least, so the question is, do you have bachelor degree in English, which is in physics or in mathematics at your university?
No, we only have physics degree in German. Estimated mathematics, I don't know. I have to look up. As far as I know, it's German only.
Yeah, I also checked it recently about mathematics, and it was in German only, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
And as far so I know that our colleagues are working on probably creating some physics program in English together with one UK university, but it's still in process, and in Germany it will take a time, so probably 2 or 3 or 4 years, because there is a large process with different committees, etc. So there is an idea to create one, but in the moment we have none.
Okay.
So the only way is to learn German.
Yeah, of
to
course.
learn German and to join us for bachelor studies in German. But I have to admit that a lot of researchers at our faculty, or at our department, are English speaking.
Okay.
And German is only a foreign language for them. And sometimes in bachelor seminars or tutorials, people speak in English. Yeah. Because everybody, so the tutor decides to talk English, the students are happy to talk in English too, and but it's not like study regulations. It's coming from the situation. Yeah,
good to know. Yeah, I thought that it would be last question, but as you told me, we have time until 5. And your presentation was really interesting. That's why we are getting a lot of questions. So there are 2 more. Let me address this as long as we have some more minutes. What are the opportunities of getting industrial jobs after studying, in this case, your master's program in Germany?
So it depends on how good you are. And industrial means you have great chances, but you will need the German I think. I just recommend you our format. Let me give you department. Pathways in Physics. We set up an online event which is called Pathways in Physics, and we normally invite people from economics or industry, so our alumni who are in professional life now, and they report about the experience. And if you look on this website, you will see that there are people who work, for instance, the first picture I see, Matthias Schönborn works for Tesla now.
Oh, nice.
Some of them work as engineers, mechanical engineers, some in developing of solar cells. Mm-hmm. So these are pure industrial jobs. Many of our alumni have industrial jobs, but they are good. They are really good as professionals. Mm-hmm. So there is a chance, but for instance, one, let me see. One person works for Bosch, and I asked him explicitly if they need German, and say mostly yes. 80–90% of people speak in German, but there are some people who speak in a poor German, and they still got this job.
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah, it depends. It depends if you are, for instance, people who are strong in quantum physics, in generally in analytical work. They often go to some AI startups, artificial intelligence startups. And normally, you speak English only in this startup sector. But as to industry, it might be that people need German.
Yeah. Yeah, so as long as you are good, of course, everyone needs good cadres. So as long as you're good and you meet the specific language requirements, I think you will not have any problem with finding these kind of jobs in Germany, because they're really good jobs, great jobs, I would even say, and lots of companies, well-known companies. So you will not have a problem, I'm sure.
But we have to admit that they will not probably find jobs in Berlin, because Berlin is not the hotspot of industry. Many people don't know that. Very strong regions in Germany for industry are in the south or west south, Bavaria, Baden-Württemberg. So many people of us moved over there to have these jobs.
Yeah, the many headquarters, also famous companies are there. Fair enough. And we have 3 more minutes, and let's do this. There's one person who asks, I'm 32 years old. Does the age affect on the selection, or it doesn't matter?
As far as I know, it doesn't have any effect.
Cool.
As far as I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can also check. I mean, on the website, I'm addressing the student. You can check, but my guess would be that you won't have any problem at all in Germany, especially
because I even know people who are very old and they still study. Because universities are an organization of exchange of ideas, of new ideas, of creating new ideas, and that's why all people are welcome.
Yeah. And let's close today's with a really nice question, like to close it. What is the deadline to apply? I remember you mentioned 15th of August. Is it our deadline for all German students as well, or only?
It is for German students. 15th. It's official deadline.
Okay.
But I would recommend to start right now.
Yeah,
because all the process takes time, so at least 6 weeks in advance for international students. Because Uni Assist needs this time to process all the documents.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Thank you very much for answering all the questions. And first of all, thanks to participants for joining and for sending so many interesting questions. Thanks for Ms. Jarugski for wonderful presentation and for answering all the questions in a really clear and nice manner. Thank you to you all for watching. If you have more questions about this program, we provided, and Ms. Jarugski provided, and I also had time to put some of the emails in the chat. You can follow up it and send your questions. If you have more general questions about studying in Germany, info@mygermanuniversity.com would be your address, and we will be happy to answer you. And yeah, of course, if you like the webinar, it will be also nice to hear the feedback from you, and you can give us your feedback on Facebook or Google, and we will then react accordingly to your concerns, and the links are also in the chat. So yeah, thank you very much. Not to take a lot of your time, I think we are really punctual. German style, stereotype, but still German style.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure to be here today and to tell some details about our master's program. And stay healthy, be happy, and join our university.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, and have a nice evening all. Bye.
Bye-bye.